Hey, and welcome to the Toadstead. Now, we've been working on this trailer for a while, and I have gotten a whole bunch of requests to do like a trailer wiring 101. Now, we're right in the middle of, well, actually kind of close to the end of finishing this one. So what I'm going to try and do is just that. Give you a real quickie overview about very simple trailer wiring using very ubiquitous flat 4 plug. It's real common for trailers with no brakes and all that stuff. The 5-way, 7-way bigger round plugs might do one of those later, but for now let's just deal with the flat 4. Okay, this is the end that goes in the vehicle, and the easiest way to look at it, there's your 4 colors: white, brown, yellow, and green. Now, the white is a ground, and we're going to come back to talking about the ground in a minute. But as in any other 12-volt circuit, you have to have a positive and a negative. The white is the negative, or the ground. So the power is going to return to the vehicle via that wire. Now, the brown wire gives power to all of the running lights. Now, that doesn't matter if you just have tail lights, or if you have tail lights with a separate license plate light, which this trailer actually has, or some trailers will have all that plus side lights, marker lights, perhaps even a 3-light grouping in the center rear of the trailer. That has a lot more to do with your local laws. Over a certain width, you're supposed to have certain lights. Over a certain length, you're supposed to have certain lights on the sides of the trailers. You need to look that up wherever you live and decide. But the bottom line is this brown wire, these are all the lights that will come on when you turn the lights on the tow vehicle. So your tail lights, side marker lights if you have them, rear marker lights if you have them, and your license plate light if it's separate. Okay? So when the white and the brown are connected, the brown comes on. When you turn your lights on, it lights everything up on the trailer. Now, your yellow is your left. Easiest way to remember that, yellow has a couple of L's. Left. Get it? Yellow, left. This controls the brake lights, directionals, and the hazard lights, if your vehicle is so equipped. So this yellow wire is basically everything on the left side of the vehicle. Now, this is as you're looking at it from the back. So you know that. All right? The green, right, G-R-R-R, right, does the exact same thing on the right side of the trailer. So you have power going to the brown, the yellow, and the green, depending on the controls you've got turned on your tow vehicle, but the power returns along the ground wire regardless. Now, a little bit about the ground. A lot of times you'll see this yellow wire, the ground, cut short and screwed into the body of the trailer, the tongue. And the reason they do this is to save wire. It's really what it comes down to. Okay? In those instances, when your tow vehicle shoots power to the appropriate yellow, green, or brown, it goes to the bulb or bulbs. Now, at the other end of the trailer, wherever the light is, they will simply mount the ground wire coming from, or the negative coming from the light, to another point on the trailer, thus using the steel body of the trailer to carry the electricity back to where you've got this ground wire attached, perhaps here. And you don't have to run the ground wire to each individual light. Now, how does it get back to your car? The ball. Which, obviously, there's the ball, there's the coupling. When these two are active, they make a connection. You get it? See, otherwise the trailer would fall off. But it'll also carry the electricity. Now, me personally, this is going to get into a personal thing. I don't like doing that. I like to have a positive ground because, hey, balls get rusty, balls get messed up. And especially on these lighter trailers, sometimes it just won't make a good electrical connection. It'll make a wonderful physical connection because the trailer won't fall off, but it doesn't always make a good electrical connection. And especially if you're running the trailer empty, sometimes your lights will flicker. And, well, you know, it's a good way to get pulled over. And if the lights just stop, you definitely will get pulled over at night. So me, especially on these really light trailers, I go ahead and carry the ground all the way to each lamp. Let's go take a peek. Okay, there's the front of the trailer. And let's just talk about this little bit of spaghetti for a second. We know that anything with a brown wire on it is going to come on when I turn on the tow vehicle's just the headlights, because it comes on just like marker lights and tail lights. So what we have here is a trailer with these would be your tail lights and your stop brake lights, if you will, your directionals and your hazards. We have one on each side, and then hiding over here with a fake license plate on it for now is a license plate with an LED light. And you can see 2 wires coming off of it. Each of these have 3 wires coming off of it. I'm not really going to show that because the lights themselves, the wires aren't color coordinated. I don't know why, you know, but I will give them credit. What each wire is on the light is actually molded into the plastic, so you can figure it out pretty easy. So here's what we have coming from the tongue. You saw the connector at the other end. It comes down to here. Now there's some connectors just like these two hiding under that armor. And what I have is the brown wire has a T connection, if you will. If you have questions about these connectors, let me know. I'll do a video on them. And the brown wire is teed off, goes to the positive, goes through the bulb, comes out as the negative. You can see them right there. They're not quite armored yet. And it goes to the white wire. So you have a positive and negative connection on the brown. I'm going to turn the headlights on. The tail light comes on. The license plate light comes on. Now, down into this little messier looking bit, but it'll make sense in just a second. Here comes the yellow, the brown, the green, and the white. Okay? Now I carried the stock wire. Let's go to this side over here. There's the yellow, there's the brown, there's the white. When you turn your headlights on, there's your brown. That lights up your tail lights light over there. There's the yellow. When you use your hazard lights, your directionals, or your brake lights, that gives power and turns on a brighter bulb over there. Right, it's a bulb with 2 filaments. So you can be running down the road with this with this brown wire energized, and there's a slightly dimmer tail light that stays on when the truck's lights are on, and then when you hit the directionals, this gets power intermittently, making a slightly brighter bulb blink. Now, regardless of which one is energized, the white is the ground. It returns the power to eventually the negative terminal of the truck's battery. Over here, these aren't fused together, but same idea. This one's got a little yellow in it. It looks kind of weird, but you'll get the point. Over here you have, this is a brown wire. It's got some yellow left over from when I separated the wires. There's your brown wire. Now when you turn on your headlights, not only is your license plate going to come on, like we told you, and then that taillight's going to come on, this taillight's going to come on. Again, as soon as you turn the lights on, it's on. When you hit your directional to turn right, this will shoot that signal to the second filament in the bulb, which is brighter. So your taillights will stay on and then blink, blink, blink. And then, of course, both return to the ground. Now, I'm going to stop here because at this point, it doesn't really matter what kind of lights you get. If you buy lights from the store, they're going to have instructions as to which bulb which wire goes on. But I will say this. If I were the type of person to use the ground, use the trailer body for the ground, what would be different is that this white wire, the white wire in this group, and the white ground going over to the tail light, all those ground wires would be removed way up at the tongue, and about a foot of the white wire attached to the socket itself that goes in the truck would simply be screwed to the body of the trailer. And then each one of these grounds perhaps would be on the fastener for the tail light, for the license plate light, and for the tail light perhaps putting a screw somewheres into the metal here that you could attach the ground to. Then instead of the power running from the tow vehicle through the bulbs and then back to the truck, they would run to the appropriate light and then straight to the body of the trailer. Through the appropriate light, bang, straight to the body of the trailer, and then the electricity would simply follow the trailer's body all the way back to where you have that wire attached that I spoke about in the first part of the video. So, that took a little longer than I thought it would, but I hope this gives you an idea how to go about wiring a small trailer. If there's any questions, go ahead and ask, and thanks for coming along for the ride. See you next time around.